Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So today we're going to talk about Teela because I just got this new Teela figure and she is so cool looking, and I'm pretty impressed with how she looks already, even though I haven't opened her. So, it's like I'm knocking a bunch of Teelas over showing you guys this, but we'll open her in a little bit. Let's first go ahead and talk about some other Teelas from the past. So, let me go and stand all these back up. You know what? We'll just move them all aside and we'll just start from the beginning. I'll just leave those two in the background. All right. So, first, many moons ago, back in the 80s, we had this Teela figure right here. And it was a pretty cool Teela, and when you first got her, they actually expected you to get two of them and have one that you kept this armor on and one that you would not. And they were actually two different Teelas. They actually had a comic book about it called The Tale of Teela, where they explained about the two different Teelas. Now, there was one comic book that actually showed her as a green Teela, and I don't know if that was a mistake or what was going on, but either way, it was kind of interesting having that green Teela shown. So this was the one. So when I was a kid, I only had one Teela, but I used to pack her out two different ways. So I'd have the Warrior Teela. Let's turn my light back on. The Warrior Teela, and then the one who was the Magic Teela. And it's funny is I only had one Teela though, so I'd swap the armor on her, and she was the one that would transform, not He-Man, but Teela. And she'd be, you know, Warrior Teela, and then the Sorceress type Teela. And that was kind of the storyline that I always did, even though it was the same Teela. She would sneak off, put her armor on, and come back, and nobody knew she was the same person. So it's funny because I didn't have a Prince Adam when I was younger, so Teela was the one that did the magic transformation from Warrior to Wizard, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, these are the commemorative ones, and you can tell because the feet have the indents on them, and this is the one actually from the 80s. So there you go. There is the cool Teelas. All right. Then we had 2000X, and it's actually 200X is how you write that, and it stands for the years 2002 and 2003 and 4. So there you go. There is this Teela here. Such a cool new design. Now, she doesn't have her snake armor, but she does have this really cool ponytail coming out, this awesome new sword, which she never really had a sword before, as well as her staff and her shield. And the gold highlights on her are just impressive. The Four Horsemen did an excellent job designing and creating this figure. I've always loved the way this figure was done. Very cool. Four Horsemen, excellent job. And so then we had this Teela later on. Now, she did have an extra large boot. It was made for this computer chip put inside of her that interacted with the castle. So that's why she had that extra large pocket boot on that side of her leg. All right. So then we get into classics. Classics Teela. Let me see if I can find one that's very normal. I've customized so many of them. My closest one that's normal is actually my Ghostbusters one. I just basically put a Ghostbuster backpack on her just for fun. But anyway, this Teela came with multiple heads. Two, actually. And the other head was a chrome-looking covered head like this. Actually, you know what? That's the wrong armor. There we go. And it was made to fit the snake armor head on there. Now, the problem with this is oh, that's on there really tight. It's been on there for years. I got one out of the package. The problem is you couldn't put this on the head that had the ponytail because the ponytail was so large. You had to swap her head and put it only on this one right here, which kind of threw back the idea of you have the Sorceress Teela and you have the Warrior Teela. But it stinks you couldn't put this armor on the one at the hair. So what I did was I actually took and stretched it to fit. I heated it up super hot, and you could see the way it's malshapen on the back in order to fit that ponytail on there. And so this would be the head I'd use quite often on my Teela before we got the blonde Teela. So there we go. There's some cool things. And of course, she also came with her staff. Cha-ching. And she also came with her sword and shield. Let's see if I can find them in here. I Can't remember which ones came with the weapons pack and which ones came with the other one, but one of these came with her. Probably this gold double painted one's probably the one that came with her. And then she also had her shield, which was a small little itty bitty shield. There it is. Very similar to the shield that was used both in the 2000X and in the original. Where'd she go? In the original toy ever so long ago. So you can see that it didn't do a lot of changes on that style over the years. All right. So, of course, this Teela had lots of different versions when it came to classics. We also had the Battleground Teela. And she had a sword, and she had a gun, and she had her brassiere on, and she was ready to go to town. Now, I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive because a lot of people really like the cool brassiere she was wearing. And so sometimes I would cover it up using She-Ra Bubble Power. Let's see if this fits over her head or not. Her head's getting kind of loose because I pulled it off too many times in the past, so I'm trying not to pull it off. There we go. And just kind of gives her a little bit more clothing, but it gives her kind of a pink motif as well. There we go. Dun-da-da. Still looks cool, but either way, just makes her look quite not so clothingless. Anyway, she's a pretty cool figure. In fact, I like this figure so much, I've used it for her for tons of cool customs. In fact, she's actually my go-to Teela, which is right here. Ooh, here's my go-to Teela, the one I use for most of my photo shoots or whatever else I'm doing. And I gave her the blonde hair, gave her a gun on the side, and of course she has her gold accented sword, and she has, her staff as well, so she's ready to go. So that's my go-to Teela. Let me go ahead. Oh, come on, stand up. Stand up. There we go. All right, then we got our, where is she? Where's that blue helmeted Teela? There we go. Then we got the Point Dread Teela, which was funny because when they first showed her, they just showed her backside. And it was hilarious because when they showed her on the backside, everyone, of course, saw her sculpted rounded rump, which we didn't really have that in the past. You can see how they really amped that up. And everyone made jokes about it online about how rounded her rump was, but they never showed us her face for a long time. And so some people were kind of suspect of that. And we found out later on why they didn't really show her face, and that's because they messed it up. This is the face they gave us, and you can see the chin's just too small and kind of weirdly shaped. In fact, the helmeted head actually looks better than the head we got. You can see her lips are just lower. It's kind of strange the way they did her lips on there. Now, I personally tried to make mine a little skinnier by opening the armor up and sanding it a little. You can see how her belly's kind of pushing the armor out there on this one, and on the one I fixed, it's not. So that was our Point Dread Teela. And it's crazy. She went for a lot of money. People would buy Point Dreads and just sell the Teela out of it. And it's crazy how much they ended up going for. Now, I did end up buying one online from somebody, a customized one, and they did an excellent job. And I don't know how they got her so skinny. I guess they probably just cut the armor off right here. This is probably her internal body underneath. You know, that's how they did that, I think, is they just chopped this armor off right there, right around there. That's funny. That is so clever. I've wondered for so long how they did that, and now I know. And then they just painted this bottom half white. And then they cut this off with a razor blade very carefully and glued it on, as opposed to having it attached to her shorts, as you see here. Wow. You see, if Mattel would have made it that way to begin with, that would have been way better. Oh, just keep knocking these over. Oh, there we go, knocking some more over. I'll just lean her up against the box there. Oh, my go-to Teela. Just getting all deformed. There we go. All right, then we got... Let's see, I don't know which came first. Where is she? Maybe I didn't open her. But anyway, then we got another Teela, which was from Super 7, which gave us these blonde head Teelas, which was kind of cool. I actually really enjoy these blonde head Teelas. And I used this head for a custom where I used the battle armor Teela and just stuck on the armor from the not Tower of Darkness, the Talon Fighter. And I saw someone online do it first, and I really liked it. I thought, you know what, that is a cool way to do that. Now, they actually added this little leaf on the belt piece here. I didn't like that. That would look kind of weird. I like it just the way it is. Gave her a gun. And this is like one of my favorite Teelas now. Way cool looking. And then we got... what's this one here? I just knock her over for no reason. There we go. And then we got the Super 7 Teela, which was kind of a disappointment, because they showed us really cool looking Teela online. Let me swap my light out. This one's going out. I got one charging right now, so you may have to go grab that one later. So they showed us this really cool Teela with this great face, and this one's been customized already. Hold on, let me find the other one. There she is. Anyway, and you can see their faces just have a real thick eye makeup on. It just looked kind of weird the way they did them. And their legs had a really strange spacing between them, which gave them super extra wide hips. Now, I took one of mine and pushed the legs up inside of her, which changed the angle of these pins. You can see these pins have been pushed up to push her legs back in there and make the pins come in closer, so her hips are not quite as wide. And again, she also has the formed rear as well. So there you go, the Super 7 one, which I think they did a much better job on the top half. Way cool job on that. It's just the face didn't come out right. But the face does look better than this one here. For just not the paint job, but the actual shape and aesthetic of it. You can see the chin is not just some pointed chin, but actually has something to it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stand these ones up too. And her shield. This shield. Now you have to be careful. This white paint comes off really easy on these. I actually clear coated one of them, but the paint does scrape off super easy of putting the shield on. So if you do have one of these Super 7 ones, be extra special careful. And they're supposed to be the Filmation version, but they did a pretty good job on those except for the face. And then we got, I'm not sure which came first, Origins or Revelation, but I'll show you the Origins one. Here is the Origins Teela. And the first one he got had some crazy wonky fat knees. Actually, you know, I think I still have one in a box. Let me go grab it so I can show you the crazy wonky knees. So you can see the original design had like these things like giant skin pieces going over her knees, as opposed to the new design, which is much cleaner and more aesthetically pleasing. So you can kind of see the difference between them. And they also released a green version too. Dun-da-da. Which we also got a green version in Classics, which I forgot to bring out, which was actually clear in its color, which is kind of cool to have that clear looking, so almost magical Teela. Which I've often wondered if the green's supposed to be a glow of magic around her, because she has green magic, not that she's actually green, but like she's powered up and ready to go, Teela. And of course I did give her Beast Boy's bird, so it would match her green. Beast Boy! Alright, I am going to go change lights. I'll be right back. Alright, I got my new light, so let's continue on. So on to the new ones. Oh, so we got this Teela right here. Of course, I guess I don't need my light for this because it's shining off the box. We got this Teela right here. And she has some cool features. Some people did not appreciate her hair, the way it is designed in this style with the one side shaved off and combed over. Now, I personally did swap the hair on mine for, I think it was G.I. Jane. Is that who it was? I'm not sure. But anyway, for this G.I. Joe figure, And she has a ponytail, and it's just shorter on one side and pulled over. So it's reminiscent, but not the exact same. But now we have a brand new Teela, which comes with 2 heads. And so you could easily replace her head with one of these Teela heads here. So let's take a look at this Teela and open it up. I actually am going to open the one in the back because I like the paint job better on that Teela's face. So let's go ahead and talk about this Teela. So, first of all, you can see how cool this Teela looks. She's sporting the much longer hair for both the second head and the first head. There's the angry Teela when she storms off from the Netflix series. And there's the Teela we see before that. And it's like she has some really cool gold accents. This is the Teela I've been waiting for a while. Very cool looking. And what's funny is she actually has an extra armor piece right there on her chest, so that swords can't just slide off and into her midsection, which makes a lot of sense. It looks like there might be some paint app issues on that collar there. Let me take a look at the other one. I may switch to this one anyway. Yeah, this one has less issues with that situation there. I don't know if you can see that or not, the difference. This one is just not glued down right, and there's something weird going on right in that area. Alright, so I'll be opening this one right here because the other one has issues with it. And let's go ahead and open her up. Let's first look at the back of the box. What amazing artwork they have on it. And it shows other figures in the line, a different He-Man, a different Teela, which we have here, a different Skeletor, and for the first time, Merman. So it says, Teela, warrior goddess. I guess it's not too bad, that light being on there. There we go. Okay. She had been lied to her entire life. Teela threw down her sword, rejected her title, and turned her back on her family, friends, and all of Eternia. Fate, however, is a very different way of returning Prince Adam's secret identity as He-Man. The same secret that shattered her trust became unwinded to her quest to save magic from disappearing from Eternia. Alright. Intertwined. There we go. Became intertwined with her quest to save magic from disappearing from Eternia. So, there you go. There's the figure. There's the cool box art. The box art does look amazing. And let's go ahead and open her up. Let me grab my scissors. Where are my scissors? Oh, I don't have any scissors in here, so you will have to make do with just ripping the box open. I already am zoomed out. Let's pull her out of there. Nothing else in the box. There she is. There she is. So let's first take a look at the second head, which I have been waiting for. Excellent Teela head. Look at that. And let's see how close the skin color is to something like, look at that, she's even cross-eyed too. Crazy. Oh, it is a little small for her to fit on there, and the skin color is a little different shade. Bummer. That would have been kind of cool to swap that out. I was hoping for a good Teela head, but you know what? We might get more Teelas in the future that are more reminiscent of the old 80s figures, just because they're redoing a lot of those figures in the Masterverse line, so no worries there. And let's see here. You could swap that out really easily too. Let me see how tight G.I. Jane's head's on there. I don't want to break this one. I know I had to heat it up and really stick it on there tight, so I don't want to break the neck peg. See, it's why I should have hot water ready for every video, just in case I want to swap something out. Oh well, that head's not coming off today. But you can see how good that head will fit on there. And of course the skin color does match better because it's made to be Teela for Teela, so I may end up using that head on that figure. Alright. She comes with a cool shield. It looks just like He-Man's shield but gold. Let's just verify that. Where is He-Man? Here he is. Oh, I take that back. It's not like He-Man's shield at all. That's funny. You know, I wonder if it's like... Actually, you know what? This is probably the same shield they used with Stinkor, but I sold my Stinkor so we can't check and see. But the inside's the same. So that's cool. I guess I'll leave He-Man out so we can do some size comparisons in a minute. She comes with extra hands. She has a closed hand there, open hand here, fist here, open hand there. So lots of ways to display her. She comes with this cool little sword. Shink. She didn't come with a staff though. Wow. I'm surprised they didn't just throw in that iconic staff we're used to always seeing in all the different renditions of the figure through the years. There we go. Alright, well, she definitely has some crazy gaps going on. You can see them here in her legs. We got some gaps there. We have a gap here in her boot. So I may have to use some hot water, pull her apart, see if we can fix that. Maybe drill some holes deeper in her and fix those gaps. That's just crazy. Look at the gaps in her upper thighs. She is wearing orange underwear, so you don't have to worry about the nude look. He's got brown on his. Sometimes they'll make figures that actually have the same skin tone or color on the underside as the plastic material that's made out of. Alright, let's talk about her articulation. Now it's funny, I saw someone else show one too and she had a lot of orange on her. I'm glad she's all in gold like this. Like, it looks way better. But the one I saw had orange and I thought that's the way it was made. It might have been a custom. If you made that, sorry about complaining about your figure. I was afraid she might have the orange coloring. Wow, even there's some roughness to that plastic there. The quality of this figure has some real issues with the quality control. Anyway, let's break it down. Her ankles move. She has a boot cut. Double jointed knees. Ooh. There we go. She has a thigh cut, which needs some help of some sort. So I'll figure that out later. Her legs move up higher. She has her waist turns underneath her armor, just like we saw at the original classics. That's a cool feature. And then she has the upper torso bend as well, which goes in nice with the armor. I like when they match it so it's not so weird looking. And then she has her shoulder movements, bicep cut, double jointed elbows, and which makes it so you can bend her arm really far. Chop. And then she has her wrist movements and her head. She has a small tiara and her hair all pulled up on top of that tiara. So there she is. Alright, let's go ahead and do a head swap. Nice. Yep. Way cooler. That piece must come off of some sort. Maybe I should open the other one to see if how easy that piece comes off without ruining this one. As you can see, it definitely does come off. There's a gap. Oops, sorry you guys. There's a gap right underneath there. So I imagine you could probably pull that piece off without too much of a pain. And we saw it in the other figure that it had some issues too on there. Yeah, it's probably glued on. I'll push it back in. Alright. So, there we go. Which in reality, with that point at the top, if it was made of metal, that'd be very dangerous. If you got hit there, it would just stab you right in the throat. And that would be bad. That would be bad. Alright, let's compare her next to Flea Man. So she's actually pretty tall. Because He-Man, we know, is extra tall. So let's go ahead and look at her compared to Skeletor. Skeletor! Oh. Well, maybe He-Man's not that tall after all. I could have sworn he was quite a bit taller than Skeletor. She's shorter than... Let me zoom this out. Sorry, you guys. I keep forgetting about my zoom feature. So she is shorter than Skeletor. And there we go. It's just the way I was holding her before. She is quite a lot shorter than He-Man there, too. Yes. There we go. I don't know why my battery's dying. Alright, so there is the new Teela. She's pretty cool. She has her armbands, her wristbands. She has some cool armor. She has her furry boots. Compared her next to Classics. For height-wise, she's about the same height as the Classics version. So there probably is a little bit of interchangeability there. Again, her head is smaller. So if you did a head swap, it'd look really bizarre. But still... You know, I just need to try it. Okay. Where is the one that annoys me the most? Oh! There she is. Her head's loose anyway, so you can get it off without breaking her neck peg. Hooray. Oh, her hair's in the way of the collar. No! Okay, let's try the other head. You know, that is not bad. I mean, it does make her neck look extra big, but that actually looks better than this head. So you guys let me know what you think. I think that actually looks pretty cool. She might be keeping that head. I might have to open some more or buy some more just for the heads. The skin tone's not exactly a match, but it's weird. Her head's cut out bigger right around there, and it just happens to fit over the neck of this head. That's crazy. It's almost like they almost did it on purpose so you could swap them with Classics. Nice. Whoa! Way better than that. Oh, it's such an awful head. Too bad her long-haired one doesn't fit on there with the collar up like that. But it will fit on other ones probably. Let's take a look here. Well, you're getting the long-haired then, Teela. Dun-da-da. Alright, well that is all that I have. Thanks for watching, you guys. Like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next video. That is really cool looking. Okay, let's put it on the fair-haired. Oh, I'm so scared to pull this head off. Yeah, it's on way too tight. I probably just messed up the tightness of the head forever. Yeah, it's the wrong skin tone, but again, you could lighten the skin up to match. So the best part, the heads. Like I said, I'm probably gonna have to buy more just so I can use the heads for other things. Way cool. That does look cool. I am pretty happy with that. I'm probably going to paint her tiara to match the gold on the armor. All right, like and subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys next video. Maybe I'll do a live video on how to fix the joints on this figure, because something's definitely wrong there. Her boots are cool too. I could see using these boots on other figures as well. All right, until next time, good journey. You know, I'm going to steal her sword too and give it to her. Oh, where's her shield? Look at that. That is quite cool looking. That actually makes my tower of, not Tower of Darkness, but our, Fright Flight, no, not Fright Fighter. What is that thing called? Anyway, it makes that Teela that came in the packed in with that Talon Fighter look way cooler. With the sword and the shield and the new head. Talon Fighter Teela. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right. Until next time, you guys. Good journey.